Hi everyone. Today we are going to learn about study of inflorescence in this practical. So let us begin with the presentation of this inflorescence. So let us begin with the presentation of inflorescence. Before the beginning, we will understand the meaning of term inflorescence. So inflorescence is defined as arrangement of flowers on common axis, and this common axis of inflorescence is called as peduncle. This is called as a peduncle. Now if you look into the first type of inflorescence, that is racemose type of inflorescence, in which axis of inflorescence, that is peduncle, is of indefinite growth. It is of indefinite growth, and older flower are at the base, and subsequently you can see here that youngest flowers are continuously being present at the apex, and this is called as a acropetal succession, where younger flower is at the apex and older flower is at the base. In the second type of inflorescence, that is cymose inflorescence, where condition is completely opposite to the cymose. How it is opposite? You can see here, this is axis of inflorescence, this one, which is terminating with the flower. As here you can see, here it is indefinite, here it is definite growth is there, and here laterally it has flowers, but these are younger. So in this case, older flower is at the base. In this case, older flower is at the apex. In this case, younger flower is at the apex. In this case, younger flower is at the base. So this is the basic difference in first two types of inflorescence, that is racemose and cymose. And another, the third type of inflorescence is there, that is special type of inflorescence, which is actually mixture of racemose and cymose type of inflorescence, that we can see when we will study the next few slides. Now let us start with the study of racemose inflorescence. The first subtype of racemose inflorescence is simple raceme. Here you can see axis. This axis of inflorescence is called as a peduncle, and here you can see old flower at the base and youngest flower at the apex. And here one thing you can see, that every flower here is with the stalk. Every flower is with the stalk. This is called as a peduncle, because peduncle is a stalk of inflorescence, and this is called as pedicel, which is individual stalk of flower. So here you can see a typical racemose inflorescence with single unbranched axis bearing flowers on distinct pedicels, as you can see in delphinium plant. And here see what difference is there in simple and compound raceme. This compound raceme is also called as panicle type of inflorescence. See what is the difference. Here axis of inflorescence is there, which is similarly present here also. Then here one pedicel is bearing one flower only, but here this extended axis is there, which is terminating with flower, and laterally it has many flowers. So in simple way we can call branched simple raceme is compound raceme or panicle. Similarly here one flower with one stalk, here you can see axis, here you can see axis, and it has multiple flowers. Here you can see multiple flowers. So this is called as a compound raceme or panicle inflorescences also. So we will move to the next slide. Another type of inflorescence under racemose is spike. Here you can see axis of inflorescence, that is called as a peduncle, and here you can see oldest flower, younger than that, and here you can see youngest flower. Now one important characteristic here is to be noted, that this structure this actually a bract, and when flowers are sessile, if you look here, these flowers are without stalk, these are sessile, and these are with the bracts. So when sessile bracteate flowers are arranged in acropetal succession, then this inflorescence is called as a spike. Then another type of inflorescence is there that you can see here. This is actually a stalk of inflorescence, and here similar sessile flowers are there arranged, but only difference is there that these flowers are bisexual in case of spike. In case of catkin inflorescence, these flowers are unisexual flowers. These unisexual flowers either can be male flowers or can be female flowers, but here as it is growing upward, this is mostly pendant. Here in Acalypha you can see that it is hanging and it is appearing like that of a tail of a cat, and hence it is called as a catkin type of inflorescence. Here you can read the description: spike-like inflorescence of reduced unisexual flowers, and this you can see in Morus, this is the example, and Acalypha, this is an example. Another type under racemose inflorescence is spadix. Let us see what spadix inflorescence is there. Before going to the detail, we will read the description of the same. So it is a kind of spike inflorescence or variation of spike inflorescence where axis is fleshy. If you look here, this axis of inflorescence is very fleshy as compared to other types of inflorescences, and the flowers are covered by a large bract. Now this structure, if you see, this is the biggest bract and this is called as spathe. This is called as a spathe because when flowers are young, this spathe is actually completely covering this entire inflorescence. Now what difference is there? If you look here, this part where female flowers are present, if you see in the middle part, this middle part where sterile flowers are there, and if you see the upper part, this upper part is including male flowers. So three different types of flowers are included in this inflorescence, that to be noted, and this type of inflorescence is called as spadix inflorescence, that you can see in Alocasia, Arum, Spathiphyllum, Anthurium, these kind of flowers you can see spadix type of inflorescence. Then another subtype of racemose inflorescence is there, that is simple umbel and compound umbel. Let's see what is that. This is a stalk of inflorescence and this is again called as what? Peduncle. This is called as a peduncle. Now if you look here, this is a stalk of individual flower. This and this. These are called as pedicel. Pedicels of individual flower. If you look here, bracts are there. This bract is called as involucral bract. These bracts are called as involucral bracts. Now if you look here, this is oldest flower, this is oldest flower, and as you see the apex toward the center, here you can see youngest flower. Now one more thing you can see, that this stalk, length of the stalk is different. Here younger stalk is longest and older stalk is shortest, and so that this arrangement is looking like convex structure, and this is resembling with that of umbrella, so that this is called as umbel inflorescence. Same thing you can see here, that is compound umbel, which is simply a branched umbel. So same thing you can see, here is the peduncle, here is the peduncle. Then here bracts are there. These bracts are called as what? Involucral bracts. Now here a branched structure is there. These branched structures are called as ray. And again here you can see individual pedicel. You can see individual pedicel, and here again you can see such type of bracts. These bracts are called as involucral. These bracts are involucral bracts down, these and these same, and these are little bit different, that is called as a involucral. And here many flowers are there, and these many flowers with many branches, again showing this like umbrella, and hence this is called as a umbel. But as it is branched structure, it is called as compound umbel type of inflorescence. Here we can see another subtype of racemose inflorescence, and it is named as corymb inflorescence. In this inflorescence, axis of inflorescence, that is peduncle, then axis of flower, that is called as a pedicel, and each flower has bract. In the previous slide I think this C was remaining, so correct spelling of bract is BRACT, bract, that remember. This is oldest flower. As you move upward, you can see youngest flower. Now one thing can be noted here, that this length of stalk of oldest flower is longest, and this length of youngest flower is shortest, so that it is showing that they are arranged in one plane, and this is synonymously called as flat umbel. But proper taxonomic term is there to describe this type of inflorescence, is called as a corymb type of inflorescence. So this must be noted. Then another type of racemose inflorescence is head or capitulum inflorescence. This is generally seen in sunflower. If you look, this is a stalk, these are the bracts, this is a big cup like structure, that is called as a involucral cup. If you see a convex structure is there, and this big cup like structure is called as a receptacle. Actually this is a foundation of attachment of flowers. If you see in this central part, this kind of flowers are present. and these flowers are called as a disc florets, this zone. And if you see the peripheral zone, this peripheral zone, you can see this kind of flower, and these kind of flowers are called as ray florets. These kind of ray florets are these that you can see, and the central disc flowers you can see here in the middle. So here you can see old flowers are here and young flowers are at the center, and this is centripetal arrangement, centripetal type of arrangement, and this is an example of head or capitulum type of inflorescence. We see that in the family Asteraceae. Now few of the examples are given here under the racemose inflorescence. This is corymb or flat umbel we can see in lantana. This is simple umbel that you can see in coriandrum. This is South plant compound umbel inflorescence that can be seen. Then this is spike inflorescence. This is peduncle. These are sessile flowers, and here small bracts can be seen. This is panicle where axis of inflorescence is there. This is branch, and this branched structure has flowers. This is a typical globose or globular head inflorescence. Here you can see the thalamus, and flowers are arranged all the way, all the sides, and that's why this is called as a circular or globular head, and name of inflorescence is globose head type of inflorescence, which is typically seen in family Mimosae in genus Acacia. You can see this. Now let us move to the second type of inflorescence, that is cymose inflorescence. As I already explained you that when axis of inflorescence is not terminating, then that is called as a racemose type of inflorescence. But in case of cymose inflorescence, axis of flower is always terminating. Younger flower is always at the base and older flower is always at the apex. But these cymose type of inflorescences are of four different types. One is solitary, another is monocaseal, third is bicaseal, and fourth is multicaseal. That we will see in the next few slides. So first type, that is solitary, we will see. The meaning of this word solitary means single. Means when an inflorescence includes single flower, then that is called as a solitary. But it has two types. This is one and this is another. Two types are there. First type is called as a solitary axillary, and another type is called as solitary terminal. Now what is solitary axillary? If you look here, this is the branch, this is the axil, this is the main stem, this is axil of leaf, and actually flower is originated at the axil of leaf. Hence it is called as a solitary axillary. If you look here, it is at the tip, means its position is terminal. It is terminal in position, and hence this is solitary terminal. Then second type of cymose inflorescence is uniparous or monocaseal cyme. Now what is uniparous? See here, axis of inflorescence terminate with the flower, means oldest flower is this, and younger flower is always at the base. Here you can see this is youngest. youngest flower is always at the base, but this youngest flower is only one in number, and hence this is called as a uniparous. Uni means single, or this is also called as a monocasyal. Mono also means single. Now if you look here, it has two different types. This first type is called as a helicoid cyme, where axis of inflorescence terminates with the flower, same like this. It laterally has one flower and again it terminating like this, but further it again has one flower, further it again has one flower, further again it has one more flower. So this kind of arrangement is there, and this is one sided, and this is named as helicoid cyme. Here if you look, one flower, laterally it has one more flower, laterally it has one more, and one more. So if you look here, this way, this way, this way, this way, so this is alternating, and this is called as a scorpioid cymose inflorescence. This is the third type of cymose inflorescence. Here you can see axis of inflorescence terminated with the flower, and laterally it has two flowers, hence it is called as a bi or di. Bi and di means two lateral flowers. This is one, this is second, and this is second. Why this 1 and 2 I have written? Because this is the main oldest, and two lateral are of same age, they are two in number, hence it is biparous. Here you can see actual example. This is oldest, and here you can see two small young buds. And the last type of cymose inflorescence is there, that main axis is terminating with the flower. So this is oldest flower, I'll name that as a 1. Laterally it has two more, this is number 2 and number 2, like that of a dicasyal that we seen in previous slide. But in case of dicasyal, it do not have further flowers, but in case of multiparous or polycasyal cyme, it again has axis and flowers like this. So this is 3, 3, 3, 3, and it again has flowers 3, 3. So this kind of arrangement where it is continuously showing for the branching, and this due to this multiple branching, this is called as a multiparous cyme. Here in actual photograph of the plant of Ixora, you can see this type of inflorescence. Now let us move to the third type, that is special type of inflorescence. Here if you see, this is a cup-like structure. Actually involucre bracts are there. These bracts fuse and develop a structure that is called as a cup. This cup-like structure is there. Now if you look, I'll change the color so that you can understand what I want to show you. If you look this structure, this is one male flower stamen, this is another male flower, this is another male flower. So every stamen is representing here male structure, male flower. Every individual stamen is representing one male flower. And if you look here in this cup, all male flowers are closed. In this cup, all male flowers are closed. And again I'll change the color. If you look here, this central part, this is a stalk of female flower, this is ovary, and these are the styles and stigmas. Now in this type of inflorescence, one female flower is surrounded by many male flowers, but these male flowers are closed, and such type of inflorescence is generally seen in the genus Euphorbia, as well as here this is poinsettia, and this is example of Euphorbia. Here you can see nectary, here you can see stigma, and inside these structures there are actually male flowers. So this is showing different than cymose and racemose, or it is a mixed type of cymose and racemose, hence it is called as a special type of inflorescence. It is generally seen in genus Euphorbia and poinsettia. Another type of special inflorescence is verticillester inflorescence. If you see this way, this is axis of inflorescence, this which is called as a peduncle. Laterally it has one more axis that you can see. So it is terminating with the flower. Then it has second flower this side, then third flower this side, but the next flower is in between second and third. So if this is axis, this is second flower, this is second flower, this is third flower, this is third flower, it will have fourth in between, it will have fourth flower in between. So due to this, if you look this way, this is showing a structure of cymose, and if you watch this direction, it is showing structure of racemose. Older flower at the base, younger flower at the apex. So this is a mixture of cymose and racemose, hence this is special type of inflorescence, and this is called as a verticillester type of inflorescence, which you can see in the members of Lamiaceae. Here well known plant of the same family is showing here, showed here, and this is Ocimum. Marathi name of this is Tulas. Here is another type of special type of inflorescence, that is Hypanthodium type of inflorescence, which is generally seen in fig or the members of family Urticaceae or Moraceae. Here you can see this is a receptacle, and here are the flowers attached to the receptacle throughout its length. Okay, and here a small opening is there. This opening is called as a ostiole. Here this opening is there, this is called as a ostiole, and this is actually a receptacle, and these are actually their flowers. I think I'll change the color so that you can differentiate. This is osteolar opening, this is receptacle, and these are actually the flowers, and this is a stalk of the fruit. So this is a special type of inflorescence. So here we have finished 3 different types of inflorescences. Thank you.